Welcome to the feature we call Beyond Borders. We do it every Thursday morning at this time, courtesy of Vivid Mortgages Incorporated out of New York City. And ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you, just to tell you that this morning we are diving into real estate investing in the U.S., but with a focus on foreign investors. That's right. So if you're thinking about buying your first rental property in the United States of America, this segment this morning is for you. That's right. Joining us is an expert in international real estate investments, and she's going to walk us through the steps for foreign investors that they might want to take if they are going to be purchasing a rental property in the United States of America. Where do they start? We're going to find out as we say good morning and welcome Nascancia Charles of Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. Good morning, Nascancia. How are you?
Good morning, Richie. How are you?
I'm doing well. So it's always a pleasure to have you back with us. And this morning, Nascancia, everybody wants to get more information, and I know you've got a lot. Where should persons start if they are contemplating investing in a rental property in the United States of America?
Okay, so for foreign investors, the first step is to set your goals, just like any other investor. But it's especially important for international buyers to get clear on their objectives. What I mean by that is that you should be focused on generating income from rental properties. Mm-hmm. So are you interested in long-term capital appreciation, or are you looking for short-term? Those are questions you got to set in place and think about the type of house that you're trying to purchase. Meaning, are you going to purchase a single family, a multi-family, or even a commercial property? Mm-hmm. Again, it will fall back and depend on your goals, those goals that you set for yourself. So knowing why you're investing in the U.S. real estate will guide the rest of your decision.
Absolutely.
So always have a clear objective.
Mm-hmm. Now, I imagine that there are some extra considerations for foreign investors now, and I want us to get into that.
Definitely. Beyond goals. Why I say beyond goals. Foreign investors must also consider factors like currency exchange, tax implications, because this is the U.S., and how to navigate the U.S. regulations. I mean, we're like Jamaicans, for a fact, the law there when it comes to tax and regulations is totally different from the U.S. So they got to keep it to consideration that. But we'll get into that later on. Mm-hmm. The next step is to determine your budget. You need to know what you can afford, but also think how much of your capital you're comfortable investing abroad, because these could be a long-term investment or short-term investment. Mm-hmm. So keep in mind that foreign buyers may need to put down around 25% compared to the U.S. resident. So are you comfortable with putting down 25% to invest into a long-term rental income or short-term rental income?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. I'm learning. Now, after deciding on a budget, which you say is very important, Nascancia, what next?
So everybody wants to talk the money. So you will want to focus on your cash flow. So for foreign investors, positive cash flow is the most important thing when you're thinking about investing in the U.S. And just to break it down, let's say you are investing in a rental income property for, say, $400,000. Mm-hmm. You should aim for at least around $32,000 in yearly rental income. That way you're looking to generate around 78% in annual cash flow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. This is interesting. Very interesting. Now, let's talk a little bit about location, because when it comes to real estate, everybody tells you location, location, location. It's important that we bear that in mind. What can you add to the conversation as it relates to location? How important is that?
Sorry about that. Just to piggyback what you just said, location. As a realtor and also working in the banking world, that's the first thing we consider when it comes to our investors. Location, location, location. And it's one of the most important steps. Meaning you want to look into areas with strong rental demand. So if you're thinking about investing, you can look into purchasing something that you are, what should I say, attached to. You can look at what you would want to live in. You have to look at what is the attraction in that area, what is going on in the market, what is driving consumers or companies to a location. Because, again, you're looking to invest in a rental income property. So you're going to need tenants. So you have to study the market. Most people, they're attracted, like foreigners, they're attracted to like Los Angeles, New York, Miami, and now Atlanta. I mean, I'm getting a lot of calls, especially from the Jamaican community, about Atlanta.
Okay.
The reason is the World Cup will be coming to the Atlanta arena. And they're like yesterday, I was on a call with a lady in Jamaica, and she's also a real estate broker and investor. And we were navigating, trying to help her and educate her that she needs to stay within, say, 15 minutes or 20 minutes from the airport. So again, it's smart to choose the market, not to look at it as your personal purchase. Like, oh, I like this area because of your personal preference. That's the wrong move as an investor. You have to study the market, know what's going on, what companies are relocating, what's going on in the communities, so that you know that is this a good area for me to leverage 25% of the purchase price.
But a lot
like 25% of your money.
A lot of this support and a lot of the information that they would need can be had from yourself and other members of your team at Vivid Mortgages, I'm sure, right?
Correct. Yes, because we will assist you with getting pre-approved, but then we will refer you out to experts, local experts in what areas you choose to invest in. Again, yesterday I was on a conference call with a local realtor in Atlanta. So we were able to navigate the client's down payment, how much she needed to put down, her based on the purchase, and then we went over numbers, and the realtor educated her and the location.
You used the term a while ago, and that is exactly what I want to get to next, which is pre-approved. That's the term you used. I know a lot of investors, they want to get pre-approved for financing, but is that an option for the foreign buyer?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why the foreign program started, is because most of the investors that we still work with, they used to use their cash. They never had leverage. So being that we had most of our clients coming in from Nigeria, Asian countries, Europe, like I was at the UN National Summit 2 days ago, and we were with Chinese investors that we work with and Nigerian. And most of these international investors, they never had a program that will help them leverage their cash. So this program came about to help having clients diversify their portfolio and expand their cash. And how they do that is by getting pre-approved. And again, the down payment is just 25%.
So now you've gotten to the point where you're pre-approved. What's the next step after getting your financing in place?
Okay, once you get pre-approved, again, you will speak to a local expert in the area, which is a realtor. And the realtor would explain to you what's happening in the area. If you choose to, like, let's say you want to be in, like, Atlanta, you will have that realtor educate you on the area. Is it good for you to buy something for Airbnb? Is it good to buy something for long-term or short-term rental? And what is going on in the market. And then if you find something that matches what you're looking for, especially making like a 6 to 8%, like a projected 6 to 8% of return on your investment, then you submit an offer on that property.
Sounds exciting. And you know what I like is the way we're doing this step by step so that the listeners can understand very clearly how it all works. Now, once they have found a property, what should follow that in as the next step?
So the next step is do a home inspection. Always do a home inspection. So that's why you would need a local expert like your realtor, especially if you're in outside of the country and you're not able to be in the U.S. at that time. So you will have your local realtor that you trust to hire a local home inspector to make sure the house is in good standing. I mean, a home inspector can give you everything because there will be hidden objects that they cannot see, but at least they'll see like the key stuff or the main stuff. They will be able to inspect the property and probably leverage your offer price or have the seller take care of those repairs. So before you do anything, order a home inspection.
Now, on the matter of securing financing, how do you go about locking in the financing once you have been pre-approved?
So we will need to see your asset, which could be a gift, which is 25% down. We don't trace your job because, again, we're in the U.S. We don't have the right resources to trace your jobs back home, and that's going to take a lot of time. So all we need is 25% of your down payment on the purchase price and a valid passport to verify that you are that you are living in that country and you're a legal resident there and not a resident here in the U.S. because this program is geared towards foreign investors, not local Americans or residents here.
So Nascancia, if I live in Jamaica and I accept one of these deals and I get a property, I live in Jamaica, maybe I don't have a visa or a social security number. How about managing the property once the deal is done? Is it practical for a foreign investor to handle this from another country?
Yes, practical. The reason is you need to hire a project manager or a property manager. So the property manager, you can look up local managers in the area, or you can ask a family and friend and hire them as a property manager if they have the right resources and they're educated in the real estate. So they will oversee your property, oversee your tenants in case if anything is needed. They're there. So some people, they hire a property manager. Some people, they hire family and friends to oversee their investments / their assets.
That sounds like a smart move indeed. And beyond hiring the property manager now, what is the final step?
After you hire that property manager come after you close. So after you close on the property, then that's when you will hire the property manager because you don't want to hire someone without you closing on your property. But then again, you can start interviewing property managers and doing research on property managers to have a plan executed once you close on your property.
Listeners, we're inside of Beyond Borders, and I'm finding this so interesting. I'm listening to Nascancia, I'm making notes for myself. I hope that you are too. As a matter of fact, Nascancia, there is a point that I want to get to, and that is to hear from one of your satisfied clients how satisfied they really are. And this is a testimonial from someone who is quite satisfied having made a purchase through Nascancia and through Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. Let's hear her.
Big shout out to my girl Nassie, who have helped me to acquire my home back in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic. We got a very, very good interest rate, and not only am I pleased with the home that I now live in to this day, she was also able to get me rental income on the property that I now own. So big shout out to you, Nassie. Thank you so much for getting me 2 tenants. I still have one of the tenants because you are so thorough in doing a background check, making sure that they're the right people that should be in my home. So I want to thank you for doing that for me, and just sharing other opportunities in real estate, and just your knowledge and your wealth of knowledge that you have in, people being better at their finances and everything else that has to do with life. So God bless, and thank you so much for helping me in this journey to buying my first home. And I'm looking forward to even buy another one with you. So thank you.
All right. Nassie, well done. She sounds like a Jamaican, is she?
Yes, that's Tamika. She's from Trelawney, and she purchased her first property here without a green card. So,
Wow. Wow.
yes, that's Tamika Jones. She's now a U.S. resident and a U.S. green card holder, but before she wasn't when she purchased this property.
And as you mentioned that, I think once persons own property of a certain value, I believe you also mentioned in one of our previous programs that can also assist them in securing a visa into the United States of America. So that is also a positive, right?
So I don't want to speak on that because I'm not an immigration attorney. Everyone should speak to their immigration attorney on that program. That is the investment program. But yes, there is a law out there that states that if a foreign national has over 900,000 assets in America or 900,000 value in asset in America, they could apply for their visa.
Okay.
Yes, which is an investment visa.
Something.
But at one of these segments, we will have an immigration attorney to come on and break that down. But as for me, I speak on the banking side. I'm not an immigration attorney to speak on that. So if someone is interested in that route, they could reach out to their local immigration attorney and get all the information on that.
All right. So there's more that we have to talk about. I think we'll have to have another segment focusing directly on this because we've gone past the allotted time. But in closing, what do you want to leave with us this morning, Nassi?
If you're thinking about taking another step or expanding your portfolio, right now the U.S. market is one of the strongest markets to dive into. I know a lot of people are talking about there's going to be a crash. I'm not going to speak on that because that's not my area. But real estate will always appreciate. It will never depreciate because there are more demand in the real estate market in the U.S. than ever because we have more tenants and we have more buyers and we have lack of inventory, which means that we need more investors to get these investment properties. And also the dollar is stronger in America and your turnaround is faster than other countries, which means, you know, if you compare $1 here to Jamaican is over $100. So if you leverage whatever money you need to leverage in the U.S. market, real estate, you will definitely see a return on investment faster than most other investment, minus the stock market.
Yes. All right. And for persons listening, I'm sure there are many persons interested. They can walk into your office or they can call. How can you be contacted? Tell us.
Okay, so we can be found on Instagram, and our handle on Instagram is Vivid Mortgages, and our office line it is 718-831-2800. And our local office, which is right in Queens Village, is 21135 Jamaica Avenue, Queens Village, New York, 11428. And we're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So, yes, we do accept walk-ins. A few Jamaicans walk in on our last segment. So you guys are free to come in or send a family. I had a guy that sent his brother there to get more information. So you can send your family and friends just to come sit down with us and try to build a relationship with us.
Nassi, thank you so very much. There's a lot more that we'll get through, and that will happen next week for sure. But thank you for the information you shared this morning, and I wish you and the team a wonderful day. See you next week.
Thank you. Have a blessed day, Richie.
Have a blessed day as well. All right, that's Nascancia Charles, and she's marketing director at Vivid Mortgages Incorporated. She's Jamaican. And a lot of our clients are actually Jamaican, but they do have many other international clients. And so we know that they'll take good care of you for friends in the Jamaican diaspora and or Jamaican friends and Caribbean people. It's one of the companies that you definitely want to be doing business with. If you want to own a piece of real estate, rental property in the United States, then definitely you want to be talking with Vivid Mortgages Incorporated.